So the Sacramento mission had a very distinct culture, and it was the first time that I'd really been part of a group of people with so strong a culture before. And we have cultures in different parts of our life. We have cultures in our high school, in our sports teams, in whatever area we're from. And your mission will have a culture, and every mission has a different culture. And I don't know if they're all this way, but I know that the Sacramento mission, it had a very distinct culture that I've talked with people who served in years after me and years before, and have shared experiences that show that the cultures remain the same to a large extent. And some of the things that stuck out to me were, one, just how loving the culture is there. And I think it stems from the mission presidents that I had, first of all, but the missionaries also with one another and toward our investigators were very loving. And there was always this overarching sense of love and appreciation for each other and for others and for God. And our mission president, of course, wanted us to be obedient, wanted us to work hard, and he was very adamant that we do each of those things, and we did. But there was always a message of love, and always, you could always sense his love for each one of us. And his greater goal for us was the type of people that we became as missionaries throughout the rest of our lives. That was his greater goal. That was more of a goal for him than getting us to teach more people, or to do more of this or do more of that. That was important, but it stemmed from who we were becoming. As we become someone greater, those things will follow. But one thing also that I noticed was that missionaries would say that they loved each other. And that's something that's been kind of weird to me after the mission, and it was weird to me before the mission, as I would never really tell anyone that was outside of my direct family that I loved them. And that was something that took getting used to. But we would tell each other that we loved each other after phone calls, or just casually, just whatever. And it's kind of funny, but and later on my mission, I would always laugh at the new missionaries that were awkward about it, just because it was so funny. But that was something that was very powerful in the culture. Also, it was a very hard-working culture, and we were very focused, I think I mentioned before, on street contacting. And I remember when I first got there, we had a program called Contact 70 in place, where we were our goal was to talk to 70 people a day. And that was kind of difficult, especially to sustain that over extended periods of time. There would be like 2 days in a row, like we got 70, and we're like, yes, but then the third day, it's just, you're down at like 30 again, and it's really hard. But it kept us focused on not passing an opportunity to share the gospel with someone, and recognizing that God puts people on our path. And if we allow ourselves to not talk to someone because we're afraid or because we're discouraged at that time of day, then it can lead to us missing out on people that God has placed in our path for us to talk to. And that's something that I learned very quickly. And I loved talking with people on the street and street contacting. That's something that it was initially very uncomfortable, but very quickly became my favorite thing about missionary work, was talking with people, and so many people every single day. And I'd say those were probably the two things about our culture that stuck out to me. Another facet of our culture was miracles. So I'm sure that miracles happen everywhere in the work from sharing the gospel. But in our mission, my second mission president instituted something called the Miracle Phone. And he actually had a cell phone that was designated as the Miracle Phone, and it had its own phone number that we all had saved in our phones. And anytime someone experienced the miracle, which occurred very frequently, we would call the mission president. If he wasn't able to answer, we would leave a voicemail on that phone. And we would always, as a mission, listen to President Jardine at the time share those miracles, or a few select miracles, with us. And it helped us to always look for God's hand in the work, and also to recognize His hand in the work of other missionaries. Because sometimes you'd go without seeing anything things that you'd call miracles for a few weeks and it'd be discouraging, but seeing that all around you all the time just kind of builds your faith and helps you recognize that God's hand is in this work, and He's helping people, He's answering prayers, and He's performing miracles every day. And those three things, as far as the culture we're concerned, were really powerful in the Sacramento mission.